Okay, we got more information that has come out pertaining to the Biddeford shooting. And, well, again, all it does is just cause more speculation because, well, this is the information that I found this morning. Newsweek, of all publications, in my opinion, they're nothing but a far left media outlet. And as a rule, I don't use them as a source of information because I don't trust them. And another one is the New York Times, another one that I don't really use as a source of information as a rule. Because again, they're far left. I don't trust their reporting. They've been caught in lies and fibs over the years, so their credibility is, in my opinion, at an all-time low. But, setting that aside, both of those publications show a video that was taken. And it's a video that has been out, I think, since day one. I just never really took the time to really look at it and see what was in the video and what it showed. But with what eyewitnesses who have made some statements to the local Biddeford media up there, and what this video actually shows, they're kind of in line with each other. Now, this doesn't mean that everything that I'm about to tell you is an absolute concrete fact. All I'm saying is I live down in Deer Isle. I'm 150 miles from Biddeford, I think. They're quite a distance away from me. I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened, so everything and anything that I'm getting for information is coming from an untrustworthy media. And with what they're showing on a video, something that they cannot fib about or lie about or manipulate or do anything, there are witnesses that made claim that this guy left his apartment and he was on his way to work or on his way to wherever he was going to go. And as he pulled out on the road and started leaving, unbeknownst to him, the ICE agents were watching the very apartment that he was living in, or apartment building, or whatever. This is what I'm assuming. Again, I don't know because they're not giving out specific details, and that's what's so important with these stories. But as near as I can gather with what information they've given me to look at and then take into consideration, he comes out of wherever he's living, and where he's living is exactly what the ICE agents have been watching and monitoring, because their information said that a person was living there that was scheduled for deportation. They were proven to be an illegal person and they were to be deported, and that's who they were trying to look for, and they wanted to make sure they got the right person. And as the national media and local media have been reporting, the ICE agents knew that this guy that was in this car wasn't their target. They knew that. But what they didn't know is who was this guy that was in an apartment where another illegal was living. And I think that they didn't know whether this guy that got shot, they didn't know whether he was legal, illegal, or anything like that. And that's exactly why they wanted him to stop so they could ask him questions, have him identify himself, and if everything checked out, they more than likely would have just allowed him to proceed on with his day and pursue his happiness. But as we all know, when he came out of the house, the ICE agents tried to get him to stop. He decided not to stop. Now, this is where the video comes into play. Okay, so apparently when he pulled out onto the road and started going, ICE agents tried to stop him. There's an intersection, four-way intersection. And for some reason, when he gets to that intersection, after being told to stop and he wouldn't, he just kept going. He gets to this intersection and he starts going in circles. Now, I got no idea why he's doing this. I don't know. I can't even come up with a logical reason as to why. I can come up with a logical reason as to why he was fleeing and not taking commands from the ICE agents, because it has now been revealed, and I think it's been known ever since day one, that he was an illegal. And just because he had papers that allowed him to work here doesn't mean that he was here legally. And as far as law enforcement is concerned, he is an illegal alien, and therefore he was a criminal. You're a criminal when you're here in this country, and if you're here on a visa and your visa runs out, you're a criminal. If you sneak into the country without proper documentation, you are a criminal. And this guy was a criminal. And in no way am I saying he deserved to die. No, he didn't. I explained in my last video that he was making very bad choices that morning. I think all he had to do was stop and talk with these ICE agents. Now, he may have been in trouble as far as being here illegal, and he may have been taken into custody, he may have whatever, but at least he'd still be alive if he had just done as the agents were wanting him to comply to. But he didn't. He made those choices. So now we're back to, he's in the intersection, and instead of just fleeing down one of those roads to try to get away, he started going in circles. And when he started going in those circles, that's when ICE agents determined that he's doing something very odd, very strange, and I don't think they could really figure out what his intentions were, but they knew that what he was doing could hurt somebody, could hurt them, could hurt any pedestrians that might be on the street somewhere, could hurt property, could do something. And their training kicked in, and there are witnesses that were saying that they heard certain statements being made, which would be implying that this guy in the car going in circles at one point decided he was going to go directly at one or two or three of these agents that wanted him to stop. Again, this is all speculation. This is all something that we're hearing through the grapevine. We weren't there. We don't know. Nothing is confirmed. We're just hearing this stuff. And again, with what we're hearing, everything, when you put it all together, it sounds like this guy came out of his apartment, got into his car, everything was normal, fine. He pulled out on the road and he started going. And because agents were watching where he was living, and they saw him come out, they knew he wasn't the guy that they were looking for. But this guy, even though he was an unknown, he was in the dwelling that they'd been watching. So they wanted to identify him. They asked him to stop. He, for whatever reason, takes off, gets to an intersection, and starts doing circles. Why, I don't know. But when he started doing that, the agents that took chase to him had to make a decision. Is he doing something that could hurt someone? Yes, he is. We need to do something to try to stop him. And I think that's when the agent shot him. And now again, this is just based on the information that I saw this morning and video that I saw this morning. Again, like I said, nothing is in concrete. I'm not saying that this is in stone and this is what happened. All I'm saying is when I read what witnesses and their statements were, and then you watch this video, you see what's happening, that's the conclusion that I'm coming to. And everything that I'm saying is speculation based on information I read and a video I watched. I can't stress it enough. But that's where we are on it. Now, on Facebook, I saw 2 or 3 different posts, and one of them showed a picture of this man that got shot, and he has tattoos on his arms. And some of the tattoos have been identified as gang-related types of tattoos that gangs wear in order to tell other gang members who they are, what they're capable of, and they use tattoos as identifying markings on their body, permanent ones, to tell other gang members, hey, I'm part of this gang, this is what I'm capable of, you know. Now, again, pictures can be doctored, I know. Today, artificial intelligence can allow anyone to take a picture and manipulate it into whatever they want. With what I saw this morning, was this an actual picture of the guy with actual tattoos on his arms? Or was this AI generated? I have no idea. Here we go again. Everything is speculation. I hate speculation. I hate it. I want to know what the details are so that we know what is what. And the one video that I saw this morning that has got me a little confused, Steve Robinson at the Maine Wire. I really like the guy. I trust him. He's a good guy. But this video that he put out 13 or 14 hours ago, which would have been yesterday afternoon, last night, and in it he's basically saying that this police officer, ICE agent that shot this guy is probably in a lot of trouble. Now, with the information that I was overlooking this morning and putting together like a piece of puzzle, I don't see how this agent would be in trouble for doing his job. But when I listened to Steve's entire video, I'm not going to sit here and say he was wrong. I'm just not understanding why he was coming to the conclusion that he was, that this agent is probably in a lot of trouble, as if he had done something wrong. Now, I know if I'm an ICE agent and if a car's coming at me and the driver appears to want to hit me or hit someone I'm with while I'm trying to do my job, more than likely I would have reacted the same way. Take out a gun and stop him before he hurts somebody else or hurts himself or whatever, you know. I mean, I think that this ICE agent did what he did because of his training, and he did everything that he was supposed to do. But again, maybe Steve Robbins knows or understands something that I don't. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to do some research today and try to find out exactly the details of what and why Steve Robbins feels the way that he does. So, all right, I've gone on long enough with this video. I just wanted to add more information as I get it and understand it. And hopefully I haven't speculated too much. Hopefully, I'm not off on one of my own little tangents here, but this is what I understand. And my opinion remains the same. Nothing has changed. Everything I have said before, I still, based on the information that I've seen, still have the same opinion. I think this ICE agent did the right thing Unfortunately, a person's life was taken, but if that person hadn't made the choices they made, the ICE agent wouldn't have made the choices that he did. So that's where my opinion remains, and let's see how this turns out. Okay, if you stayed with me all the way to the end of this video, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy all of these videos that I do. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and definitely leave a comment. Like I say in every one of my videos, I want to hear what you have to say. Even if you disagree with me, even if you agree with me, it doesn't matter. I want to hear from you. I really want to make this all work for all of us. It's good to have a conversation. It's good to take these stories and pick them all apart. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. We be gone.